Taylor Swift just received the most dangerous warning of her career. Ryan Friedman, the high-powered lawyer representing Justin Baldoni, didn't just send a standard legal notice. He issued a calculated high-stakes threat that places Taylor directly in the crosshairs of a massive legal war. This isn't Hollywood gossip anymore. It's a high-stakes chess match where every text and voice memo is being treated like a live grenade. If she doesn't play her cards exactly right, her global brand could face unprecedented scrutiny. The ultimatum was clear: get involved strategically or prepare for the fallout. This was the moment the silence ended and the real battle began. The lawyer claims to have evidence that Taylor was far more involved in the creative shifts of the film than she ever publicly admitted. This isn't just about her giving casual advice to a friend, it's about documented communications that could dismantle Blake Lively's entire legal defense. Friedman is prepared to leave no stone unturned, and he's signaling that Taylor is the missing piece of the puzzle. Sources say the tone of this legal warning was designed to rattle her, suggesting that her involvement is no longer a choice. She is now an exposed critical piece in a game that could cost hundreds of millions of dollars and several A-list reputations. But Taylor Swift isn't known for backing down when her integrity is questioned. Her response has been described as characteristically calculated and precise. Rather than engaging in a messy public feud, she is reportedly preparing to set the record straight with undeniable proof of her own. Insiders suggest she is ready to provide a trove of evidence, including detailed transcripts and personal recollections that directly contradict the narrative being pushed by the Lively camp. This is her ultimate clapback, a silent surgical strike using the very facts the opposition thought they could use against her. It is a move that could change the legal landscape forever. The roots of this conflict stretch back to a private disagreement between Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds that spiraled out of control. What started as a dispute over deeply personal matters involving close friends quickly morphed into a public firestorm. Taylor Swift was reportedly drawn into this volatile orbit almost by accident, her name linked to the controversy before she even realized she was a part of it. But once her name was out there, it became an unavoidable presence. What started as a whisper among Hollywood elites has now become a central plot point, irrevocably tying Taylor to a legal scandal that shows no signs of dissipating quietly. The bond between Taylor and Blake Lively was once considered unbreakable, a gold standard of celebrity friendship. But that bond appears to be severely fractured as the reality of the legal situation sets in. Rumors have begun to circulate that Taylor possesses privileged insight into behind-the-scenes communications that directly contradict Blake's public statements. This narrative shift paints a jarring picture of two once-allied stars who are now potentially at odds. The pressure on Taylor to choose between her loyalty to a friend and her commitment to the truth has reached a breaking point. It is a test of character that the entire world is watching. Insiders claim a pivotal turning point emerged when Taylor grew increasingly uneasy with how the lawsuit was being presented to the public. The narrative being pushed by Lively's team simply did not align with Taylor's first-hand observations of the production. This internal conflict between public loyalty and private truth became an unbearable burden for her. Her conscience reportedly compelled her to acknowledge the glaring discrepancies she witnessed. The revelation that Taylor has a fundamentally different understanding of events sets the stage for a potential expose of epic proportions. It hints at significant misrepresentations that could ruin several careers. After agonizing over the potential consequences, Taylor reportedly made the momentous decision to intervene directly. She is said to have provided a massive trove of critical evidence to those who need it most. This evidence includes personal messages, detailed transcripts, and her own precise recollections of the creative process. These materials are described as bombshells in their impact, directly challenging the official story and the legal claims being made in court. By stepping forward with such concrete and potentially damning information, Taylor has exponentially raised the stakes for everyone involved. She has essentially flipped the script on her own terms. Her immense cultural influence means that her voice carries extraordinary weight, not just in the courtroom, but in the court of public opinion. If Taylor provides evidence that undermines Blake's credibility, the fallout for Lively's career could be catastrophic. This isn't just about legal facts anymore, it's about the perception of truth. Fans and media outlets are already starting to question the validity of the claims with renewed skepticism. Taylor's intervention shifts the entire narrative, forcing observers to look closer at the fine print of the allegations. The spotlight is now intensely focused on how her testimony will impact the final verdict. This conflict is far from a standard celebrity feud. It delves into incredibly serious allegations of harassment and professional retaliation. The environment has become a high-stakes arena where every social media post and subtle bit of body language is being dissected for hidden meaning. Experts warn that any misstep by Taylor could have far-reaching repercussions that impact her global standing. She is navigating a minefield of Hollywood's unwritten rules of loyalty and influence. The gravity of these allegations elevates the dispute far beyond personal drama and into the realm of serious legal accountability. One wrong move could lead to professional ruin. Justin Baldoni's attorney is positioning his client to leverage every possible advantage in this legal chess match. This aggressive strategy involves applying immense pressure on anyone connected to the case, and Taylor Swift is at the top of that list. The message from Baldoni's camp is unequivocally clear. No one is off limits. They are prepared to pursue every potential source of information with meticulous detail. This strategic power play is designed for maximum impact, putting Taylor in a position where her cooperation could determine the outcome of a $400 million lawsuit. The line in the sand has been drawn, and she is standing right on it. The implications of the threats made by Friedman are stark and unforgiving. If Taylor doesn't align with the legal strategy being presented, the consequences for her could be severe, both in the courtroom and in the public eye. This isn't just a suggestion, it is a full-blown ultimatum. She is effectively being forced to choose sides in a battle that wasn't originally her own. Her legendary reputation for being a calculated and meticulous public figure is being tested in real time under the gaze of millions. Every development is watched with bated breath, as audiences wonder if her ability to control her narrative will finally meet its match in this legal storm. Despite the escalating tension, those closest to Taylor describe her response as characteristically precise. While she has refrained from publicly attacking Blake directly, it is clear she felt a compulsion to clarify the record. She remains firm against what she believes were fundamental misrepresentations of the facts. This nuanced approach highlights her strategic prowess. She isn't engaging in petty name-calling. She is focusing on setting the facts straight and maintaining her integrity amidst intense legal pressure. Her controlled approach speaks volumes about her confidence in the evidence she holds. She is playing the long game with expert precision. Sources close to the production reveal that Taylor's initial involvement was casual and friendly. She was reportedly brainstorming creative ideas and offering suggestions in a spirit of camaraderie. What is truly shocking is that Blake Lively consistently responded with enthusiasm at that stage. There were documented instances of Lively expressing positive feedback for Taylor's clever lines and creative additions. This directly contradicts later assertions that she was blindsided, or that these elements were imposed against her will. The stark contrast between these private messages and the public claims forms a critical fault line in the defense's strategy. And here is the real bombshell that could change everything. Taylor reportedly retains undeniable digital evidence. We are talking about voice memos and text messages that explicitly document the approval and excitement over these creative changes. This documentation could become the definitive smoking gun in the courtroom. It would significantly weaken, if not entirely dismantle, the argument that the creative vision was overshadowed or hijacked. Taylor's habit of meticulous record-keeping is proving to be a game changer. This isn't just hearsay, it is concrete digital proof that could irrevocably alter the course of the legal proceedings for all parties. The revelation of Taylor's potential involvement has sent shockwaves through the fandom. Those who once celebrated the friendship between the two stars are now deeply divided. Some fans worry that Taylor's decision to challenge the narrative could permanently damage their bond. Others view her actions as a necessary effort to ensure the truth comes to light and prevent further legal complications. The debate has ignited social media, with fans arguing about the nature of loyalty versus professional responsibility. For Taylor, the stakes involve more than just a friendship. She is protecting her own reputation from being dragged into a false narrative. For Justin Baldoni, Taylor's intervention represents an undeniable and massive advantage. His legal team has explicitly welcomed input from anyone with relevant information, which is widely seen as a direct invitation for Taylor to provide her documents. They are prepared to argue that if her materials confirm the initial support for these creative decisions, it proves a knowing misrepresentation was made to the court. This would bolster their defamation claim significantly. The possibility of Taylor's evidence being used in a $400 million lawsuit has turned her from a witness into a central figure in the entire legal drama. Naturally, Blake Lively's camp is fighting back against these claims with everything they have. They assert that Taylor's perspective, while perhaps well-meaning, is inherently limited to specific segments of the production. They contend that isolated messages or brief discussions about comedic lines do not reflect the broader challenges Lively faced throughout the project. In their view, film production is a fluid process where ideas evolve, and the lawsuit was always about defending a larger creative vision. They are downplaying the significance of the voice memos, claiming they don't tell the whole story of how the project eventually changed for the worse. At the heart of this volatile dispute lies Baldoni's formidable defamation claim, which is a challenge of staggering proportions. He contends that the public statements and legal filings made against him have inflicted severe and quantifiable harm to his reputation. The mention of a $400 million figure underscores just how high the financial and professional stakes really are. If Taylor's evidence corroborates the argument that there was active involvement and awareness of these creative decisions, it could lead to a devastating legal blow for the opposition. The financial future of everyone involved could hinge on what is found in Taylor's phone. Friedman's aggressive actions indicate a willingness to pursue this matter to the fullest extent of the law. He is prepared to leave no stone unturned, ensuring that every nuance of Taylor's involvement is scrutinized under a microscope. This signals a sophisticated multi-front engagement where every piece of leverage will be exploited. The drama shows no signs of dissipating quietly. Instead, it is a rapidly intensifying maelstrom, demanding immediate action. Behind closed doors, the battles are likely even more intense than what we see in the headlines. The secrecy surrounding these private confrontations makes the stakes feel incredibly high for everyone. Adding even more layers of complexity is the intricate web of Hollywood connections surrounding the stars. Operating within a tightly connected and influential circle, any perceived misstep by Taylor could have far-reaching repercussions for her standing in the industry. The unwritten rules of loyalty and influence are being put to the ultimate test. Taylor has navigated controversy before, but insiders suggest this scenario could test her resilience more than any previous challenge. The professional and personal lives of these celebrities are so intertwined that a legal explosion in one area could trigger a chain reaction that affects dozens of other A-list players. The pressure on Taylor to maintain control of her narrative has never been higher. Every leak, every report, and every moment of media coverage could become a pivotal turning point. Audiences are dissecting every word for hidden strategic implications. Taylor is a master of the public image, but even she might have underestimated the gravity of a $400 million legal battle. The tension is palpable as the world waits to see if she will testify, or if the evidence she has already provided will be enough to settle the matter. One thing is certain, she is no longer just a bystander. She is a primary player in this Hollywood tragedy. The move to provide transcripts and voice memos is being hailed as the ultimate clapback against those who tried to use her name for leverage. Taylor is effectively saying that if she is going to be involved, she is going to ensure the truth is the only thing that matters. Her unwavering commitment to the facts is a direct challenge to the legal maneuvering happening around her. She has effectively neutralized the calculated threat from the lawyer by providing the very information they were trying to squeeze out of her, but in a way that protects her own integrity. It is a masterclass in crisis management and legal self-defense. Ultimately, the eyes of the entire world remain firmly fixed on Taylor Swift. Her momentous decision to step forward with game-changing evidence could reshape the entire narrative of this high-stakes battle. She holds the key capable of unlocking the true story and redefining the course of this complex legal dispute. Whether this conflict escalates further or finally stabilizes depends almost entirely on her next move. The drama is far from over, and in the world of high-stakes Hollywood litigation, her every move matters now, more than ever. The truth is coming out, and it seems Taylor Swift is the one holding the spotlight.